Hi, Curtis here, creator of Masked Avenger, The Invincible Man, and The Quitters. I'm going to be working on Matt, the 3D version. I'm just going to quickly let Facebook know I'm going live here quickly. I'm going to be working on Matt. I've modeled some of his clothes. I'm hoping to finish the rest of them. As you can tell, his pants are pretty tight and form-fitting. Those are supposed to be jeans, so definitely not how I would like them. And then I need to make shoes, and I want to do eyelashes, actually. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I'll just get that going there. So I hope everyone's doing okay tonight. It's a little bit of a late stream. I was hoping to get this done or started this afternoon, but we had some people picking some stuff up. So yeah, it just didn't kind of work out. But just got to quickly share this a couple times. Just want to let Blender people know. Yeah, I've enjoyed using Blender 2.8 so far. It was a little bit of a learning curve, just some basic stuff I couldn't figure out. But once you kind of get a hang of it, it kind of starts making sense. As you can see, I started using nodes, which is very new to me. My brother tried to explain some of it to me. It doesn't quite click yet, so very thankful for his help. But yeah, not my strongest understanding on nodes or why you need nodes. And I'll just adjust my mic level here. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, because I think it's the easiest, is so a bit more lag now that I've gotten. Okay. So what my plan is to add an eyelash and just kind of see how it looks. So I'm hoping this looks okay. For some reason the computer's struggling a little bit trying to do all this. Not sure why that is, but okay. So what I've seen people do, actually there probably wouldn't be an eyelash in the center here, is on a male character they'll just do an eyelash on the upper part of the eyelid. It just adds a little bit of definition to the eyes. I've just been doing some research. Base color, I think I'll go almost black. I might actually pull the eyedropper. I might actually pull my brown color and just really darken it on the side here, just so it's almost black, but a hint of brown in there. Just trying to not go so extreme with my colors, so and assign. So does that look weird? If you're watching, let me know. It actually makes them look a little bit more vibrant and alive, actually. I kind of like it. Now, the other thing I could do, I think I'll save now. You know, I just started. I'm going to try add it here just on like maybe 3 or 4 of these. Oops, that's the wrong face, and that's the wrong face. So yeah, I just wanted to try it on a couple of these here. This is again something else I've seen people do where they kind of, that's kind of interesting. I can always change it back. It's not like it's a difficult task to do. Kind of makes him look a little more anime almost, I would say. Really defines his eye though from further away. You can really, if I deselect him here, you can really see his eyes. I kind of like that. Kind of makes it look like a drawing because it doesn't go all the way around. It looks like it's inked. Okay. The other thing I want to fix that should be pretty easy. Oh yeah, that's what it's going to take a while. I do want to make him a little bit wider. Probably starting somewhere around here. Want to make this area wider, I think. Scale on the X a little bit. And then what I'll do is I think I'll scale kind of here on the X. This one in particular. Cursor to selected. There we go. And then dot scale on the X. So I'm hoping this just makes it look more like a shirt, so it's not quite as form-fitting. That looks a lot better. Now because the verts are so close, it's kind of creasing in the middle. So I'm gonna have to go in and redo all that. But I would say overall, that kind of looks like a shirt. Except right there, there's something a little off. Must be a face I didn't select yet to apply the shirt color to. Not sure what's quite going on there. Okay, let's turn that off. I may have deleted that by accident. Okay. That. Nope. That should be a face. Nope. It is very difficult to see which edge I'm selecting. Face? Okay. Let's hide that. And maybe I can actually see what's going on below here. Okay. technically this... Oh, okay. So, that's fine. There we go. I guess I just missed, there we go. Okay. Much better. So I'll have to adjust maybe the back of the shirt here a little bit. But yeah, we'll see. Looks like right in the middle, that one edge is could probably come out a little bit. I think it should be fine. And that edge could definitely go in. Let's see. So in case you don't know, this character is Matt. He's my first character I made a cartoon out of, ever. He's the first character I ever made a cartoon out of. And I've probably made almost 40 or 50 cartoons with him at this point. But now I'm trying to make him into a 3D model. And so it's turning out pretty good though so far. Okay, so now I gotta go and I got to W space. I gotta go in and space all these properly now. So this is just some boring work, but it's gotta get done. I just want everything to look kind of nice. And finished so that it doesn't bother me while I'm working on other stuff. I was scaling a lot with the clothes, and so it kind of really threw everything off. So I just got to do some cleaning up on the topology. But overall, I definitely say I'm very happy with how the model's turning out so far. Never thought it would look this good on my first shot, so here's to hoping they all turn out this good. I probably spent a little bit more time on this guy than I will on models in the future, though, just because he is a main character, and I really wanted to nail and get him right. Luckily, this part goes pretty quick. Got a lot of good pointers from my brother making this guy, so he was a very big help. Yet I try not to be overly dependent on him. Like I said, he really helped a lot with the nodes, though. It's interesting, I would say, trying to figure out nodes. I might actually have to watch some tutorials just to understand kind of the theory or the logic why you'd use nodes instead of using just the menu here. It just feels like that's something I should be able to do in the menu, but I might be maybe I'm not the smartest when it comes to this stuff. So don't quite understand the need for nodes, I guess, would probably be my thing. So I'm hoping this doesn't mess up too much. Did a slight overlap for the pants and the shirt, so I'm hoping I don't have problems with kind of bleed through. Actually, I'm going to start here because I forgot. I intentionally did the shirt like that. So yeah, I find this part of the job very relaxing personally, just going and cleaning up topology and stuff. I got nailed pretty hard calling it retopology. I guess my term wasn't quite correct, but not too worried about that. I am adjusting the topology, if nothing else. Let's see what this does. Yeah, I'm very happy with the model though. And hopefully next week I'll officially launch my website now that I have a domain name and stuff like that. And then once I've launched the website officially, then I can really start promoting it and letting people know about it and the different things on there. I just really wanted to make sure it was good and functioning first, and I was very happy with it. Okay, this is where it gets a little... I should be watching what I'm doing. So those ones should be spaced evenly. Yeah, this is one of the coolest things I've ever made, though, with the 3D model. It'll be really exciting once I can get him moving and talking and different things like that. For me, that's when characters really come alive, when you can get them talking. Okay, so this one. Turn on that X-ray thing. That's why it was sticking out, is because it's not quite aligned with the other vertices. Okay. So we have a shirt. Looks good in front view. Looks a little bit baggier. He's got less definition or form. Now, I think what I'll do is do the shoes quickly because that's done. They're shaped. They just need to be they're shaped. They just need to be apply a material to them. Been watching Star Wars Clone Wars on and it's just interesting how much effort they put into the textures on that show. I thought it would be based on how most kid shows, 3D kid shows are made. I thought it would be just a lot of materials slapped on stuff, but they really put a lot of effort into texturing things, which my inclination, because I'm doing this by myself, is that I'm not going to put as much effort into textures, but more making the models look good and Just, yeah, really focusing more on the models, I would say. This is my little cheat for colors. Is I think I use the same brown in the eyebrows as I do on the shoes. Ooh, that's some dark shoes. Definitely have to lighten that up. Oh. So, lighten that up a little. Lighten it and saturate it a bit more. It's a little bit red. He's kind of got brown leather shoes, I would say. They come across as very black for some reason, or dark brown. So maybe I have to really lighten them up. There we go. And then for the soles, it looks close to the tan I'm working with there. Yeah, doing the clothes was quite the experience. Some of the colors I'll have to go back and maybe adjust, and I still got to go and name everything just so I know what it is. Okay, so tan, desaturated a little bit, and darkened. I think that should be a good color. Not quite the color I was looking for. That's more green. Okay, not totally happy with that, but I think that'll do. Okay, so now we'll try work on these jeans, see if I can get them slightly less form-fitting. So I think that'll involve this row of verts and this row of verts. Go this way a little bit. Thing is, things like pants really, at least on guys, really take away from the form. So the other problem I'm having, for some reason, is the pants. It's actually sticking through, which is weird, because it should be bigger than that. So that looks a little bit less form-fitting. It's in the thigh here too that it's a problem. Jeans don't really do that. jeans kind of actually meet in the middle a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. I may make creases, but we'll see how it goes. And then there'd be a little less form here as well. And a little less form here. Really hoping I can finish the clothes today, and then I'll have to figure out what's next. If I'm going to start rigging. See, that already looks better. I'm just, yeah. I think if I do my thing that I've been doing. Oh, that's why. Okay, so there's an extra vertex here. And there's a face here that I need to apply that to. There we go. Okay. See if that fixes it. Bravo. Okay. So those might look like pants now. See, I could add textures like back pockets and stuff like that. But that's, I don't know. It's not too much my style, but to put that much detail into things. Yeah, some other things I did is I increased the head size, decreased the body size, gave him a slightly longer neck. So there is a fair bit I've done to this character. I think the pants actually need to kind of flare out at the bottom. Like even these ones. I kind of like more of this cut of pants where it's more of a boot cut. It actually flares a little bit at the bottom. So those almost look like pants now. The thighs look a little skin tight. But I don't know. Be nice to be able to get to rigging soon. I like that you can see that slight outline on his eyes now from far away. Just really defines them. Yeah. So I might just call that. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the whole point. It's not to make them overly detailed. Because that's the thing. I could do endless amounts of detail on this character. But the problem I run into is I'm doing this all by myself. So I need to be able to produce a bunch of characters in a short period of time. So unfortunately that means cursor to selected and scale. And that should fix once I grab all these faces, I should be able to flip all the normals now. And then it'll get rid of that weird whatever the heck's happening there. This might actually affect the model a little bit. So, mesh, normals, flip. So there was actually one with proper normals. There we go. They look a little bell-bottomy. They're a little bit sharper now because I added that extra loop in there, which I kind of figured would happen. So I'm going to go in and find that moment that they stop bleeding through on, so it doesn't look so angular. Yeah, there's slightly less geometry on the pant cuff than there is on the shoe. The shoe has 2 extra. Let's see how that looks. Doesn't look awful. All right. Other than cleaning up some stuff, I think I have a finished model for sure. I may actually go in. There is one thing that I might adjust. Just his lip. I don't know. The shadows don't look hard enough on there. That might be to do with the lighting. Man, that eyes. It almost has like a slightly pencil drawn look to it. I like that. Okay, so let's go in, do some adjusting here. X-ray is nice, but not all the time. So everything up to where the cuff is. Yeah, I really deformed the mesh since I created him. So really need to go in and fix stuff up. This is kind of the boring work, but I don't know, I find it relaxing. It's not stressful, or There's no real pressure. It's pretty mindless. Some jobs in animating can be more stressful because they seem to have a bigger input on the final product a little bit more. Like animating, making sure your characters look good and stuff like that. There is this expectation always that your character seems to need to be moving for some reason, which I'm growing less and less fond of, but it's okay if they sit still. That's one thing I've kind of personally noticed is you can often tell art students' works or animating students' works. It's almost like over-exaggerated movements. Like, oh, an art student made that. Just really comes across that way in a lot of art students because they're really pushing how much a character moves. And I've been trying to pay attention to that a bit more. Definitely in animating, characters move a lot more than in real life, I would say. There's a tendency to exaggerate. I think if people did that in real life, it would look awful. But it got me thinking about possibly shooting reference footage for my cartoons. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I don't really know how to act. You'd almost have to learn how to act if you're going to shoot reference photos. Or reference video. But yeah, I'll have a couple cartoons to probably test. I'm also thinking of doing Gus and Gary, our favorite workers of Evils Inc. Really considering doing them. They were created to make simple cartoons because not a lot changed. Their scenery didn't change too much, and the models don't require mouth sync and stuff like that, so I could really pound out a lot of those cartoons. But I've also been thinking of creating because there's a need, not creating just for the sake of creating. So really focusing on the fact that there should be a need for what you're creating. Especially now that certain aspects of the job are becoming a bit more time consuming. I just want to make sure I have time to do everything I like. This one's off. So yeah, I'm really considering time management when I'm creating now. Just because, normally I could pound out a 2D character in literally 8 hours or 1 day of work. But now, this might take several days to make a character, who knows. So it's going to be harder to make multiple characters. But I thought if I ever go 3D, then I'll really just, even if it's just matte, I'll make it work, Make it work as best I can. Just because it is, in reality, a big step up from the 2D that I create. So, but I do, once I'm done the Invincible Man film, I really want to make another 2 Carrot Man 2D cartoons and really finish up his arc. He's got kind of a funny arc to him. Basically, he becomes fat. So he's a health conscious superhero who develops an eating disorder and becomes fat after telling everyone to eat healthy and stuff like that. So and Masked Avenger may or may not have pushed him to that point. Mind you, the reason he's in shape is because his surgery's done, so it's kind of like... that might be done. Okay, there is that one thing I want to work on. Oh. That's why his stomach is so weird. It's almost got like a point to him. He's almost coming to a point. See what smooth looks like. I think that's better. Oh, that's actually... Just saw one more thing I wanted to work on. I want to slightly less define this, because it is a shirt. And he's not really supposed to be a muscular character. So I just want to make sure it looks like a shirt. There we go. That's perfect. And he's got one weird vert right at the top of that shirt. Kind of comes up into a point. So go like that, and then we'll bring it back. It shouldn't point so bad now. When I did the close, I lost a little bit of my... There we go. Perfect. Yeah. He looks a little more almost anime, which isn't like the end of the world or anything. Let's see. He just looks anime. Okay. Oh, that's weird. It's like his eyebrow. His eyebrow's almost too... it there a little. I should probably add a loop there, actually, now that I see that. That should fix that problem. Yep. I think just his eyebrows are too high. Oops. And then I just wanted to exaggerate his lips a bit more. Just so that there's a bit more of a shadow. I was debating whether or not to make the lips a different color, but yeah. Oh, and then I gotta do the inside of his mouth and tongue. This is gonna be complicated. So, if we hide half his face here. So yeah, this is the only question I really had, is what color do I do kind of the inside of his mouth? Like, do I do it black or do I do it just a really dark red? So I noticed some cartoons will do it black and some will do it red. That looks like most of it. Yeah, okay, so new material. New. I think what I'll do is I'll start with a fleshy kind of skin red like that. And then just make it really dark. It's nearly black. And a sign. And it almost gives it, yeah, a black color. Could probably almost lighten it up a little bit. Actually looks pretty good. Now, I need to hide all of that and do the same thing for his tongue. I was kind of scared to do the mouth at first. It seemed very intimidating, but it wasn't too bad once I did it. Yeah, so that's the tongue. So I'll add another material, and I should really start naming these. It's really hard to tongue. You almost do them red. Just do that. And he's got a black mouth and kind of a A tongue. Okay, so let's start naming these. Tongue. Because, yeah, I won't remember. There we go. I should probably do the same here. So yeah, hopefully that cast a shadow on his tongue a little bit. And then the one last, or not one last thing, but another thing I did want to do that I didn't do is I want to widen his. Your thumb's actually kind of widest here. And actually have it taper in a little bit. I think that actually. I should actually add a loop there. No, it could go. There we go. Yeah. I may actually square up the hands a little bit, but we'll see. Like, what would happen if we added another loop right at the tips? I think it should square it off a little bit. Over the fingers. I would say now his thumb looks a little short. Yeah, so the only thing that's funny for some reason is that face. Yeah, maybe I can call this done. This edge is a little bit off. See if we can try to flatten out the shirt a little bit. It's kind of wavy. No, it really comes to a point at the ends. There we go. Yeah, overall pretty happy with that. Okay. Let's see what Mom wanted. Christmas on the 26th. Should wear a crest. Yeah, I really like the lighting too. I adjusted the lighting. I'd say it looks pretty sharp now. A little bit of rim lighting. Could always make that a different color too, slightly. Like what happens if you make it blue or something. Or yellow. Yellow's a nice color for rim lighting. Green looks eerie. Purple looks eerie. Blue looks cool. I think I like white the most. Hue. Yeah, I really don't know what else I want to do to this character. I now have the blocky fingers I wanted. Hmm. Part of the reason I guess the pants don't look like cloth as much either is there's not really folds in them. But again, that's a bit more complicated than I want to do. So I think I might call that done. I don't know. I don't really see anything else that needs to get done. So, yeah, really happy with that. Just want to try one thing. Shoes. Let's saturate it more and lighten it a little. Okay. Then I just want to see what happens if I get rid of the soul killer. Yeah, I think it looks better with the soul. Okay. There we go. Let's set up a camera. Let's pull it back. Okay, let's save. And let's try a render. Oh. That's pretty messed up. Okay. That turned off. That turned off. Let's try that again. Oh, now I see what it is. There we go. So yeah, that's kind of nice actually. It took only 2 seconds to render. Computer's pretty powerful, but yeah, it makes this possibly feasible rendering in Eevee, whereas rendering with internal and 3D, I don't know if it would have rendered as quickly. Say the shirt's maybe a little bit shiny. I could probably do whatever the heck I did to the... shirt. So pants, the roughness is 873. That's there we go. Let's save that image. Stream universe characters. Yeah, how are we at? Just over an hour on the stream here. Didn't really have too much to say. Just thought I'd talk about what I'm working on. Yeah. I think... yeah, the shoes you'd want a little bit of shine. I'd just like to get screenshots of my work. I think I really nailed the side view and front view. I guess the 3/4 is maybe the hardest to nail. It's the easiest to draw, but maybe the hardest to nail in modeling. Especially when you're orthographic, it really looks a lot better when it's in perspective, for for 3/4 views. And I just want to get a close-up of his head. Ooh. Just a good old mug shot. And then I think I might call our quits for tonight. It was a long weekend. We moved our house around entirely. 3 bedrooms. We reorganized my studio. As you can tell, I'm kind of facing the opposite direction, or if you can't tell. So, yeah, it's nice. I can look out the windows when I work now, so pretty excited about that. And let's see if I can. Oh, the one other thing I still got to go do, I guess. Is just fix his eyes. So we figured out how to make dots on his eyes, which is really nice, but I gotta make the eye look like something. So I'll have to do a little bit of research there. Yeah, overall pretty happy. So I think I'll call the stream quits. Seize the day, create something you're passionate about.